Hey guys, it's Nospaniol here, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how you can create a password field. So if you have ever wondered how you can place a password field in JavaFX or in Java, JavaFX provides a very good password field control. So like for example, as you can see in your screen, I have placed my name and I created a simple application to show you what a password field in JavaFX can look like. And when you enter correct invalid details or details that are not correct, it can notify you. So I'm going to teach you how you can do this in JavaFX and how you can place good passwords and how it can validate, and I will show you how you can validate both text fields and the password fields. So right away we will start a new project. So I'll create a file in NetBeans. I'll be using NetBeans ID. So I'll create a new project. So JavaFX, and then select JavaFX and FXML, and then next. So type in here the name of your project. So let us type in password. That will be the name of our project, and then click finish. So as usual, you can let the IDE develop your project. So we are given an FXML file. So here is where we'll be doing our interface. You can decide to code it directly, but we'll be using the scene builder to design our interface. Then we have the main Java class in our package. If you want to see where these codes are, just expand this plus signs here. So this is our package that holds our files, and it is the default package created by the ID after the project name. So you can decide to rename it or just leave it the way it is. But right away we will design our FXML. So we will be opening it in the scene builder. So maybe if you are new to JavaFX and FXML, I have done a tutorial of how you can connect the FXML with the scene builder, or the NetBeans IDE with the scene builder. So that may be useful. So and in our interface we are always given a button and a label. So those are default controls for the first learners in Java. Then I've just deleted them. So select the anchor pen and then resize this anchor pen. Resize the anchor pen to something like that. Then we will now drag and drop the VBox inside this anchor pen. So just type in here VBox. The reason why I'm putting a VBox is because I want every node to be in a vertical manner. So VBox I can just say it's a vertical box where everything inside it goes vertically. Then I will place in something like I'll place in a text field. So a text field, because we are creating a simple form that you will be typing in your name and your password. So I've selected this text field, and then I'll drop it into the VBox. Then I'll go back here again, delete the 3 items, and then now here let me type in now the password field. So password field. So just type in the password field. Now we have this password field. So I'll drag it and drop it into the VBox, and then that's it. So after doing that, now you can decide to go back and select this VBox so that everything should be aligned to the top center. And again, select now this text field, and you can press the control key in your keyboard and select the password field, and then come to the layout here, and let us give these items a margin of 20 from each other on all sides. Then after doing that, now we can also increase the preferred height to something like 35. I think now we are good to go. So select now the text field alone, and then come to the properties, and then set a prem text, and we'll be saying enter your username, and then come to the password field, and we'll type in some prompt text, and we'll say enter your password. So after doing that, now we will need a hbox. A hbox because we want to place two buttons that are besides each other. So we will need a hbox to put our nodes in horizontally. So we'll just drop the hbox into the vbox. So here we go, and then into the hbox. Now come back here and type in button, and then you can just select this button here and drop it into the hbox. And since we want two buttons, you can just select the first button and duplicate it, and then now we will select both buttons, come to the layout, put a margin of about 5 on all sides, and then we will give it some preferred width of 200 and some preferred height of 70. So that's reasonable. And then you can select now the hbox and then come to the properties and align everything to the center. So that done, you can now decide even to resize your uncapping to something smaller, because this is just a small application. Now select the first button, double click it, or you can just come to the properties here and change the text. So I'll type in some text and I'll say something like login, and then on the other button I'll just double click it and we will type in the name, maybe the cancel button. So this will be the cancelling button that will be cancelling our interface, what we've typed in our interface. So far so good. If you can preview, we have something like this. We have where you can place a username and where you can place your password. So something like this. So the next thing now will be to give these items some ID so that you can identify it in the JavaFX controller. So select the first text field, come to the code, and then now give it an ID. So we will give it an ID like username. So that will be the ID. So username. And after doing that, now you can come to the password field, give it an ID, and we will give it ID password. And then now you can come to this login button. So this login button, and we will give it a method and we'll place it on the on action event. So this type of event will run this method. So let us type in the method that will be run after clicking that button. So we'll say display, sorry, you can just like say validate. So because we want it to validate the credential centered, then on this second button, the cancel button, we'll just type in cancel, because this button will just be cancelling. So these are the two methods that we have typed. So after doing that, now you can just save your progress. Now come back to the password project in NetBeans. Right click, just click the FXML file, sorry, and then right click it and make your controller. So the reason why we make the controller is that we can make the necessary changes and the IDs can be reflected in the controller class file. So, and as you can see, we have the text field and the password field, and those are methods. This is a method that was there before the application, the one that was there by default, so just deleted them. And then after doing that, you can also delete this label. And now we are good to go. So to check if our credentials were correct, so we'll just put in some default username and some default password, so that if it the information entered wouldn't match with the information that is here by default, we will now be in a position to say if the credentials entered are correct or not. So to do that, I'll put in some string and I'll call this string user, and user by default I'll initialize it to something like my name, Noah, and then like that. And remember, Java is case sensitive. So, and then the next string is password. So here I'll just put in the default password and I'll just say it 12. So that's it. So after doing that, now let us come to this method private vote validate, because it has this FXML annotation. So if you can remember, this is the method we typed in the string builder here when we selected the first button here. So this is the method. So now let us get the string value of the username entered. So to do that, we just say string, and we'll set some variable by the name. So string name equals to the, so we will get some value from the text field. So username get text. So this is how we get the values from a text field. And then now we will get also the values from a password field. So we want something like password. So I'll say password get text. So it's just almost equal to the text field on how you get the information. After doing that, now let us validate if this check if this name and password entered are empty. So to do that, now we'll put in some if command, and I'll say if name is empty, into brackets, or password is empty, so I'll put in some information. So I'll just set in some alert, and I will type a new alert. So alert, we are creating a new alert, and type a new error alert. So this is how you declare an alert, and then we'll call this alert. We'll declare the type of alert. So I'll just type in the alert type. So I'll do some imports, and I will import the JavaFX scene control alert, and I'll also import the JavaFX scene control alert type. So after doing that, now we're good to go. Now we will we'll give this alert some content. So the first thing, you set the header text. So you don't want any header text, so I'll just set it to null. Then after doing that, now I'll give this alert some content. So set content. So I'll type in here some content. So to do that, let me just type in some message, and I'll say please enter fill all required fields. So that's it. And then now now we will show our alert. So I'll just type in alert show and wait. So this one. So after doing that, now we can say now else, meaning that now that someone has filled in all the required fields, now we will now validate. So I'll type in now again some if command, and I'll say if name, this string here, equals with user, the string we typed in the first, if you can remember. So we want to double check if the information entered will match with this information that we are typing as default password and username. So after doing that, now, and now for this example, if it could meet, it should have met all the conditions. Now checking the name or the password, but here if name equals to the user, and meaning that all these conditions must be met. So if name equals the user and the password equals the pass, as you can remember, the password. So like we are typing, so password. So first of all, this one will be this string here. It should be equal to the password that we had set it default. So into curly brackets, and I'll place in some alert type. So let me just copy this and we will change in some information. So first of all, this means that the username and the password entered do match the information entered. So the alert type should be information, not an error type of alert. And then now we'll change the content, and let me type in successful log in. So once you do that, now you can place here another else, meaning that yes, they entered all information, but the information entered didn't match. So you just copy this alert, and I'll copy the one with the error alert because we want to place some error alert type. And then I'll type in here and change only the content. You can see it's just an error type of alert. And let us change the content and say the credentials entered do not match, or you can just say the credentials entered are incorrect. So after doing that, now we can also and you can remember there's this method cancel, and this is supposed to clear the text field and the password field. So to do that, now let us just say username dot set text, and we'll set some empty strings into that username. So this is how you put some empty strings, some string into a text field and a password field. So I just type, I'll copy the same thing and write in here password. So that's it. And I hope you learned, you know something about text fields and how you can do this. So if you don't know, you can just check at the earlier tutorials. So after doing that, now let us build this application and see what we have today. So our build is successful. So we'll just run the main class file here. So here we go. So I'll just type in the correct information first. And when I click this button, you can see we are successfully logged in. So let me add some characters in the password field and check. And you can see the credentials entered aren't correct. So that's a good go. And maybe if you cancel this button, you can see it cleared everything in the text field and in the password field. Now let us just click the login button without entering any information. So to do that, let us do that. And you can see there's an error message. Please fill all your required fields. So I think you learned something today. Now let me just run you through what we did. First of all, we declared the default strings, and which is the user and the password. So Noah, and the password was 12. And then these are the FXML alterations from the FXML annotations. These are variables and controls from the FXML file. And then we add a method that we had declared in our interface. If you can remember our interface, validate on action validate. So this interface, so this is the method. We got the name, the string value from the username text field, and the string value from the password field. And then now we checked if they were empty, and now after confirming they were not empty, and if they were empty, we placed some alert type here, and then else, meaning that they had filled all information. We checked if the username entered and the password entered were legit, and if they were, we gave some positive message here. The alert type was an information alert type, and then else meaning that the information entered weren't correct, so we gave another message here. So that's it about password fields. Hope you learned something. You can just rewind this video and to learn about JavaFX. So hope I made everything clear. You can just subscribe to this channel to know more about JavaFX. So thank you for watching this video.